Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now today I have a slightly different video for you all, something which I don't do very often, and that is a beauty look. So this is the makeup that I've been wearing for the last few weeks, and lots of you guys have been asking me over on my Insta stories what exactly I'm wearing on my face. Well, that's what I'm going to show you all today. Right, let's get this show on the road. First of all, I'm going to start off by prepping the skin, because I always find that's like the most important part of this process. So I'm going to start off with the Caudalie little spray. What even is this called? Beauty Elixir little spray, aka. So I'm going to give my face a quick 4 pumps with that. Refreshing, so refreshing, and it smells gorgeous as well. So basically this morning I've already done all of my skincare. I've got some Elizabeth Arden 8-hour cream on my lips, which I always put on first thing in the morning, and this basically just is because my lips are dry AF. So I'm going to start off with Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow, and this is, I don't know, I think it's kind of like a primer / illuminating fluid. This is what it looks like. And it's nice and lightweight, and I'm just going to apply this with my fingers all over my face. And I haven't put that much on, but a little goes a long way with this stuff. It really does. And it's just nice and hydrating. And you can see that glow starting to come into effect already. Right, now on to the next step, which is tinted moisturiser. I do not wear foundation because I find it's too heavy for my skin. I feel like my skin can't breathe. So I have been swapping and changing and trying lots of new tinted moisturisers, but I keep going back to my old favourite, which is the NARS tinted moisturiser, and it's called the Pure Radiant tinted moisturiser, and the shade of this one I have is Groenland Light number 3. So again, I'm going to apply a small amount to my fingers like this, rub it between my fingers, and then apply in the exact same way as I did the Wonder Glow. Now lots of you guys have said you find this quite difficult to blend. I don't. I think it's brilliant for blending. Pooh! Glowing! Oh yeah, that's what we want. Okay, moving on to concealer. I'm clearly a NARS fan, so I'm going to move on to the NARS. This is the creamy concealer, and it's a little pot. I have this one in light number 2 vanilla. And again, I'm just going to use my finger to apply this one. You can apply this wherever you want. For me, it's under my eyes, just to disguise those dark circles. And the whole point of this look is to make myself look more awake. It's always good to look awake, and just to really brighten my complexion. And then you'll see when I get to the next step to add a bit of colour. Okay, now I'm going to move on to just setting this, and I think a lot of people think that setting it can remove the glow. Oh no, no, it's just removing all of those excess oils. So I'm going to use this Dr. I have no idea how to pronounce this, but I think it's Hauschka? Dr. Hauschka Compact Powder, and I have this in shade number 2. And I'm just going to use the giant fluffy brush, get a little bit of product, and just start dusting this on, covering all the areas, so that we're just setting that glow in place. We don't want that glow to go. Fabulous. Right, you guys might notice if you missed my vlog on, what day is it? Tuesday, that I have eyelash extensions. So I'm obviously being quite careful with those, trying not to get much product on those, because if they come into contact with something that has oil in it, then it can loosen the extensions, and of course it will reduce their lifespan. So I'm trying to be very, very careful. Right, now on to the most important part of this look, and of course my favourite everyday must-have of any kind of makeup. It is bronzer. So this is what I'm currently using. It is La Mer. So I'm going to get Real Techniques brush, sweep it round a few times. I'm going to start up here in my hairline. This is where I make my attractive terry toweling band go an appealing shade of orange. And then I'm just going to sweep it up my cheeks, down my temples, and then plenty on the old jawline. I'm going to take some down my neck as well because I am wearing a t-shirt, and I'm also going to put a small amount on my eyelids just because we've just used some concealer, and it's not that I want to take away the brightness of it, but it's just now looking very, very pale in contrast to the rest of my beautifully bronzed face. A little bit on the nose. Fab. Right, on to the next step. Now I'm going to add a touch more colour to my cheeks. On occasion I will just stick to the bronzer, and I will use a slightly different brush, a bit more of a denser brush, to add a touch of bronzer to my cheeks, almost as a blush. But I was digging around whilst having a clear out of my beauty drawer, and I actually found this blush, which is so nice. It's by Estee Lauder and it's called the Barest blush. That's the packaging. I think this is the packaging for the Estee edit, and it's such a nice colour. I'll show you guys. So that is the Barest blush. And I'm going to use this big chunky brush. This is a powder brush, but I actually quite like it for getting this blush. A couple of dabs in there, and then I'm going to apply this just to the apples of my cheeks. There we go, and it just adds a nice little touch of colour to my cheeks. It's spring, we're all about adding a touch of colour. Now for the eyes, what I'm actually going to do is go back to my MER Bronzer. And this is nothing new, guys. This is just adding a touch of bronzer to my eyelids. I'm sure you've seen lots and lots of YouTubers do this before, but it's, if you don't want to use too many products, if you're trying to do your makeup in, you know, a bit of a rush, or you just want kind of easy, relatively fuss-free makeup, then this is handy because it means that you don't have to use another product. You can just use your bronzer. Adds a nice touch of colour to your eyes. Now you can see I was not precious about that whatsoever. There's going to be no layering up different shades here. It's literally just a touch of bronzer and then using a fluffy brush, just blending that. Yes. Yes way. This is what we're all about. This is my favourite makeup to do at the moment. I'm not very experimental with makeup, but I love this look. Right, now what I'm going to do is make my eyes look more awake, and to do that I have a Zoeva Soft Kohl pencil, and it's in white, as you might be able to tell by the end of the nib. No, it's not a nib, is it? By the end of the pencil. And I'm going to apply this to my lower waterline, or lash line, whatever you want to call it. Now ideally I would not use my finger on my face, seeing as I've just applied fresh makeup, but in order to do this I would have to go super close to the mirror and I'll go out of shot, so I am using my fingers. Now I'm going to add some highlighter, and actually earlier on this week I was sent a few new highlighters from NARS, so this is what I'm going to be using. Please excuse the brush. This is not my usual highlighter brush, but I just washed it last night and it is not yet dry, even though I left it on the radiator. So I'm having to improvise and use this face paint brush, which is so the wrong brush, but you know, we've got to work with what we've got here. Clearly I need to get some backup brushes. So I'm going to just take this on my cheekbones so that, ooh, look at that, check it. Glowy, we're all about the glow. And then down my nose, bridge of my nose, again on the other cheekbone. And this is quite a nice kind of champagne-y colour highlighter. I'm going to also just take it up here. It's quite subtle. Yeah, I like it. I like this a lot. FORD France. Now what I'm going to do as well is just take a small bit of that product on a slightly smaller brush. This is a Luxe pencil brush by Zoeva, and I'm going to put a touch of this in like near the tear ducts in the corner of my eyes. Again, just to brighten those eyes. And then I'm going to add a touch just up here as well, underneath my brows, on your brow bone. Seriously need to pluck my brows. They are looking grim. Right, now that's done, I am going to touch up my brows slightly. So what I do need to do is fill them out a little bit. And to do that, I have got 3 products here. Well, actually, technically it's only 2 products, but I don't like the brush on this one. So I keep this, which has completely run out, and I use the brush off this. Now, first of all, I'm going to use a NARS pencil. This is a brow perfector. I'm not actually sure what colour this is, but I will leave you those details in the description box below. And it's mainly these little tail ends which I need to touch up because they're looking a bit sparse. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is move on to the next product, which is a brow gel, again by NARS. This one is in the colour Kinshasa. Very unusual. Kinshasa. And yeah, this is the product which I don't like the applicator on. I'll show you guys what it looks like. You see, it's quite a large brush, which is really annoying. So all I do is apply a bit of this product by brushing it upwards, just in this kind of bushy area of my brows. And then I use this Tom Ford brow gel, which has got a much better brush. You see, it's so much smaller, it's so much better for getting precision, and I use this to distribute the product. So what I'm doing is brushing up the brows because I do not naturally have beautiful, natural, like bushy brows. I wish I did, but no, I don't. And actually all of this, there's no hair there at all. It's all tattoo or microblading. And then repeat on the other side. Does anyone else have a favourite eyebrow? I do, it's this one. I hate that one. This one is my favourite eyebrow. Should probably name her, shouldn't I? Would it be her or would it be a him? Maybe it'd be like Bert and Ernie. I really like Ernie. Okay, now those brows are done, at least to the best of my ability. I'm going to move on to lips, and I've been wearing a few different lip shades over the last few weeks, but today I'm going to use this one, which again is by NARS. Now, I have really thin lips, and I just find that products like this, these matte kind of liquid lipsticks, are really good for applying without a lip liner. And they are so much easier to apply than a normal lipstick, I find, because this little doobry here is smaller, because I have very, very thin lips. And so for me, if you go in with a massive chubby lipstick, it's just asking for disaster. So I like these. I'm just going to start applying this. And you can see how smoothly it paints on. Such a lovely colour, this one. And there we go, the finished face. Now, I would normally apply mascara, but of course I have the eyelash extensions on, so I'm not going to do that today. Right guys, that is it for a slightly different video from me today. I will be doing a lot more beauty content in the coming months, just because it is something that I enjoy experimenting and having a play around with. But for now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any further beauty requests, please do leave them in the comments section below, and I will see you guys on Sunday. Layer up some jewellery. I'm going to have to do that again because they do have stretch.